Rope Drop Radio is proudly brought to you by Touring and Cruises Travel Agency. Planning your next magical Disney adventure or an exciting trip around the world? Their expert team is ready to help you every step of the way at no additional cost. They'll even monitor for discounts after you book and apply any you qualify for automatically. Just mention Rope Drop Radio when booking. Now, let's rope drop.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. I am Doug McKnight here with Lauren Shields, and today we are tackling how to rope drop in 2025, aren't we, Lauren?
We sure are.
Yeah, this is an exciting topic because, well, the show is named after rope dropping, right?
Right.
Yeah, so this is it. This is the cornerstone show, so to speak, of the show, how to rope drop. But before we get to that, we have a springtime surprise coming up, don't we, Lauren?
We do. How's your training going?
Just put me on the spot. So I've been dieting. I've been dieting as my training, and it's time to start running, and I will get to running. I have till April 6th, so we'll be at the Springtime Surprise, April 3rd or 4th through the 6th. Boy, the dates are escaping me. This is great radio at the moment. But Springtime Surprise running the 10-miler, I believe it's still open. You can still join us.
No, it's closed.
It closed?
It closed.
Oh my gosh, it's full. Well,
Yep.
Sorry, folks, you missed your chance. We've told you. We've warned you.
You
We've
can still
given
come
you-
and watch.
You can
or
come
walk.
and cheer. You can
Cheer
come
is
and
good.
eat a snack while we run, or come and hand us a little cup to hydrate. Maybe hand a Dole Whip to us on the course. I don't know. That actually wouldn't work because we don't go through the Magic Kingdom. Maybe you give me a Ronto wrap as I slowly go by Galaxy's Edge. I don't know, listeners, what you want to do. Lauren
Blue milk?
likes a blue milk.
No,
That
thank
has
you.
not come up, but it's no blue milk for
I
me.
don't
would-
mind it. I don't think I want it while I'm running.
Wouldn't
10
that be
miles.
horrible?
That would be horrible.
I actually challenge a listener because I will be slow enough. The park should be open when I'm in Galaxy's Edge, potentially. It will be close. It'll be very close to. Hopefully, I'm out of there before it's open. But if it's open and I get there, somebody needs to buy me a blue milk so I can vomit it up later on the
God.
boardwalk.
We will not see the rest of the day.
We will. No, blue milk and nope. Hopefully I'm in and out of Galaxy's Edge before that point comes. So there you go. That's the Springtime Surprise, and we'll have lots of patrons there, won't we, Lauren?
We will. And speaking of Patreons, we have 2 new ones this week. Thank you to Jody Hunt and Jill Mitchner. I just wanted to say a sincere thank you to all of our Patreon members. The show would not exist without you. You can check out patreon.com to become a member, and you have access to exclusive content and bonus episodes.
Yes, all kinds of bonus episodes. The after show that we record right after each show. It's the raw, emotional wrapping up of what we just recorded. I don't know if that's really the way to describe it, but the after show is fun,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
And then the weekly news show where we talk about all the news Walt Disney World has to offer.
And people love that. Now, the
Yeah.
Patreon community has said that they like that.
Yes,
I was surprised.
The news show is getting good reviews, folks. So
Yeah.
All right. So on to Apple Podcast review. Leave a 5-star review. I will read it on air. I'm jumping right to the newest one. It's titled Yay, 5 stars by C.G. Whitwer. And it says, excited about the change. Welcome, Lauren.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, so had to jump to that one just to kick it off here in 2025. But now it is time to rope drop. No, really, we are talking rope drop, and we will give you a plan for on-property, off-property, and we'll also talk about some lightning lane, multi-pass, that sort of stuff a little bit. But boy, in another week, we're going to dive right into the multi-pass and go in depth on that and individual lightning lanes, all that stuff. It's the most technical and complicated show of the year, and that's what
Yes.
we'll try to do next week. So we won't touch on it too much. We'll mention it today, but then we'll also give some different scenarios as we rope drop. But first, Lauren, some fundamentals of rope dropping. What do you say about when should you leave your room? If you're staying at a hotel room, when should I actually leave it to get to rope drop?
So assuming you're staying on property, I am leaving the room trying to be at the bus stop or Skyliner an hour before early entry starts.
Yes. I think that's a wise number this day and age. If you really want to be on that rope, it's a commitment, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be on the road, you're probably actually wanting to leave even 15, 20 minutes before that. So you're on the very first bus.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's pretty much any resort. If you're at the Contemporary, you get to walk to the Magic
Yes.
Kingdom, and I'd still leave an hour before. You're going to have to wait for security to
Security.
open. But that's the thing. But here's the thing, I have asked Disney when the first bus runs, right? And Lauren, did you know Disney lies to us all the time?
I do. Yeah. That
Yeah. Disney, why do you do us like that? Right? So they like to say 40 minutes will be the first bus before park opening. That's what I've been told a lot. I know
I have
there's
heard
other
that.
numbers, but they love that 40 minutes, which I think is weird because Disney does nothing on the 40-minute interval ever. It's
No.
usually 30 or 60, right? Or 15. So they
Yeah.
lie to us. They tell us 40 minutes. The nice thing is they post the Skyliner time now, and it's accurate, I think.
I was going to say that one is accurate. Yeah.
So trust that one. But the line can be long before you actually, because
I've
we're,
had you drag me to that Skyliner line.
yeah, we've been in it where I think Alex saved us a spot,
He
and
did. He was the first one there. And then I
and
questioned why we're all there. And that went
hmm
well.
it did, yeah. So early, early, early. All right. So another fundamental of rope dropping is to use the early park entry. Early entry is key, and this is a privilege of all the on-property resorts, right?
Yes. Yeah. Everyone gets early entry into every park. It's 30 minutes, every park, every day.
And that is the beauty of it. Every park, every day, which is a huge advantage if you're staying on property. So definitely have to take care of that, or take advantage of that. I guess you take care of it, take advantage, same thing, right? I don't know.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I'm trying to
Thanks.
throw you a bone.
Thank you. You don't have to be that nice to me. All right. And then, of course, next week we'll talk lightning lanes and the tips and tricks there, the multi-pass. So let's get to it, Lauren.
Yes.
We're going to each give our ideal rope drop. This is not proven by science. This is not proven by mathematical wizards. This is proven by our heart and our gut and our feel and personal experiences. And we kind of talk about at first, like, everybody can do all the rides, and then we'll break it down from there. So Animal Kingdom, it's our first adventure.
So
Lauren,
we're
what?
just assuming everyone's tall enough to
Yeah,
go
for
on
the
whatever.
get-go.
All
Yeah,
right, cool.
because for rope drop, we're just going to run faster than the short people that can't ride things. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
like you, we run past you.
Right.
Got
Thank
it.
you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Short jokes right there. I'm short. All right. So
Okay.
what's your rope drop? Give me your first 3 or 4 steps at the Animal Kingdom.
3 or 4.
I mean, yeah,
This
what do you
is
got?
okay. Well, Flight of Passage is usually what everyone's going to.
Oh, and I should say this is early entry, no lightning lanes. So Flight of
Yes,
Passage. Yes.
yes, assuming you have early entry, you just go straight to Flight of Passage. Go to the left hand side. It's unless you're in the front of the line, that's going to eat up most of your 30 minutes.
Yeah. Your 30 minutes gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
get off that, where you go?
Everest.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And then,
Personally, I love dinosaur, so I drag
mm,
my family there. We don't
okay.
really, no one cares for Navi River. I mean, if you're going to do that, I don't know that you'd run to Everest because you're kind
Right.
of zigzagging. So we do dinosaur, or no, I take that back. It depends on how early it is. We do like the safari, but
Okay.
we can't hit that up too early in the morning because the animals are not going to be out or doing much. So we
Okay.
try to hit that up like mid-morning before it gets really crowded, like somewhere between 9 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Animal Kingdom usually opens at 8, so early entries at 7. Typically, always check your times. Even while you're on your trip, they can change. All
Yeah.
right, that's a pretty good strategy. So yeah, if I'm rolling in, I'm close to the rope. I'm gonna go to Flight of Passage. Then, depending on what time we get off of it, it's possible that the safari is not even open. It does not
That's true.
always open with the opening of the park. So Everest, even though it's not next door, is usually the next option. And you can usually get on and off Everest pretty quick if you're in one of the first theaters to go on Flight of Passage. Because
Mhm.
most people don't hike all the way across the park. They like linger in Pandora and like look at the scenery. Like that matters. They're smelling the roses. It's rope drop. There is no time for roses.
Or get breakfast. I've seen people stop
Right,
and get
don't.
breakfast.
No, you eat on your way. Like,
Yeah.
the first 2 hours are too valuable to smell the roses or eat breakfast, right? So, you do Flight of Passage, Everest, then Safari. Dino, you can
You
usually
don't have to
do
rush to
later.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Normally, I'd say Triceratops Spin, but that is now gone officially. It's
R.I.P.
very sad. Yeah, Triceratops Spin, the best spinner to ever spin. I really hope it shows up in England at Epcot as teacups.
That's wishful thinking.
I think so too. You know what else needs a spinner? Hollywood Studios. We could pick it little speeders and put it in Galaxy's Edge.
I actually like that, and I hate spinner rides.
Spinners are. I don't. It's not that I like them, but you know what? Kids need something too, folks. Kids need something too.
But they have alien swirling saucer.
There's a height requirement, isn't there?
There is. There's something
Yeah,
for
so
that.
no, they don't. You gotta have
That's
something for
true.
your toddlers. So, all right, you are now an off-property person because you made life choices. Not to judge you guys, we love you too, but it's a challenge, right? What is
Yeah.
your strategy if you're staying off property?
I
So
don't
you're a half hour
know.
behind everybody.
Right. I don't know that I would go for Flight of Passage personally. I would probably go try to hit up Everest first instead.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that what you
the
would do?
absolutely. You go straight to Everest. You're going to get on and off fairly quickly because the bulk of people are in Pandora. The bulk of people off property are still rope dropping Flight of Passage, which might be the worst time to get in line of the day,
Yes.
depending on the time of year. But like on a not super busy day of the year, that would be the. If you're on the rope for that second rope drop for the off property rope drop, it's not the worst, but if you can't see the rope and you're rolling in towards the middle of that pack, it's a horrible decision. Let me just say that. Don't go to Pandora. Everest
No.
is your thing to do, and then Safari. The Safari has a huge queue and it loads tons of people and it keeps moving
Yeah,
unless an
it moves quick.
ostrich takes a nap in the road.
Right.
That can ruin the whole day. If one time a giraffe just stood there in front of us for like 20 minutes
That's a long time.
staring at us like, don't you have something better to do, dude? I think they eventually like had some people come and like, wave some branches at it, like, come eat this to get it to move, if I remember
I don't think
right.
I've ever been stuck that long,
they've
knock on
they've
wood.
enticed. Yeah, that was a horrible thing to
Yeah.
say out
That
loud.
was a bad thing. I was like, we've had pauses. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
a 20-minute stop. Ooh.
solid 20 minutes, and it was really hot. Like, we were just melting sitting in that thing. It was awful. Okay,
Oh.
anyway, so that's our off property one. All right,
Mhm.
now you have some under the height limit folks.
Yeah, so when my
How do you handle
kids
this?
if my kids when they were younger, or because I have 4, so for a while we had, like, 1 or 2 that couldn't go on Flight of Passage.
Hmm.
We usually just did Navi River because then we were all kind of getting done in the same
Family
area.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there wasn't that's what we did. I don't know. That's probably why none of them wanna do it again because the little ones have done it enough and felt like the little kid and they're over it.
Or because they've been on it once, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Navi River Journey. It's kind of a
Yeah.
one and done.
That can get ridiculously long at rope
Hmm.
drop too, which is nuts. But I think that's what a lot of families are doing. The
Yes.
people who are tall enough are going to Flight of Passage and the short people are going to Navi River.
Yeah, there's really not many options, especially in that early entry, other than Navi River,
Hmm.
because Safari's not open yet. There's no shows yet. Because we haven't mentioned like Festival of Lion King and those sort of things because they don't run early, right?
Hmm.
The spinner just closed. I have rope dropped the spinner with my youngest when my wife took the older ones to Everest, right?
Oh yeah.
We went and did Triceratops spin. That is now gone. So pretty much the whole park, except for Navi River Journey and the Safari, has a height limit.
Yes.
So honestly, Navi River Journey is your only option if you want to go on something. Here's what I would say, because I'm not going on Navi River Journey again unless somebody pays me. Um, I think that's a fair statement, right? I don't know. Anyway, there are actually animals you can go look at, and I have done that too. There's the different trail, like Gorilla Falls Trail, that sort of stuff. I don't know if there's an opening time to Gorilla Falls Trail, actually, now that I say that, but the around the Tree of Life, all kinds of little habitats to go look at, and you can kill that first half hour and then meet the people that went on Flight of Passage back up for the safari.
So you would rather go on trails than
Hmm.
do Navi River?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I would do that.
It's too short of ride for me. I just
It
don't.
is, but I feel
It's
like
just so
it's
short.
first thing in the morning. You've got to get to something like an attraction, a ride.
Okay. If I'm on the rope, though, I don't need to be throwing elbows to get on Navi River Journey, though.
No,
Like
I guess
hustling
not.
a park a stroller, all that. I could
That's
just
true.
I can let the older half the family go do their thing, throw the elbows, I'm not encouraging to throw elbows, by the way. I'm just saying what
Mm-mm.
happens. Just it's a reality. Um so I don't know. This is the hardest park with little kids
It
now,
is.
especially. We lost one of 3 rides they could go on because
Right.
the train back to the infections station, or Rafiki's Planet Watch, also isn't open first thing in the morning. It doesn't open
Nope.
till like 9 or 10 some days. So it really is limited in Animal Kingdom. So the shows are the great thing about Animal Kingdom for little kids. Vessel Lion King, Nemo, Flights of Wonder, right? So Flights of Wonder, the bird show, it's fantastic, especially if you're afraid of birds. They'll do everything in your power to make you not comfortable. Am I wrong?
Uh, I don't think I've ever watched the bird show.
Oh my gosh, Lauren. Well, I guess we got to go do that in April now. Jeez.
We usually kind of just we're not good about like we're not patient enough to go to the trails or anything. So we are like in
Mhm.
and out. Like let's
Yeah,
go do
I
the
understand. I get
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing: if you're buying all the things, so you're buying individual Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage, right? And you got some Genie Plus. Do you need to rope drop
No.
Animal Kingdom? That's the beauty of this park, right?
Yeah. We
You
don't.
can
It's been a long time. Yeah.
we still get there early because we like to get done and on with our day. Like, but you don't have to be the first ones in.
And really you just if you're just buying Flight of Passage, you're probably pretty good too.
Right. If you buy Flight of Passage and you get there for rope drop, like you are on
You're
and off.
set.
Like I have seen my wife and kids go on Everest 3 times in a row,
Yep, we've
right?
done that.
Before we went over to Safari, and then we go use our Lightning Lane for like a 9 a.m., 9:30 Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage, and
Hmm.
then Dinosaur, and then you wait for lunch to open.
You must be getting there before we are because I don't think we're waiting. Like we always time it out so everything's done and it's lunch.
See, we're too early. Yeah, we
Yeah.
like to get there for like people are already in the park, right? When we roll up, we on our last trip, we rolled up to the tap styles at about 7:29, right?
Yeah.
So early entry. We are so far behind rope drop though. Like,
Yes.
right, that's right. A minute before it opens, that's not rope drop, folks.
No.
Like those people were in the park at 7 a.m. or 7. Like we were not in the fray. We walked right up, tapped our thing, walked in, and went to Everest, and just boom. And well, they got stuck, so they didn't get 3 rides in, but we thought they were gonna. So
Right. I mean
yeah,
we roll in there at like 8:30 or 9. Easy. That's like what
yeah,
we call our sleeping in day, right?
right,
Yeah.
yeah, and you're done in time for lunch. Hit up Satuli's and on the way. I think we
Yep.
covered Animal Kingdom
I think we're
thoroughly.
good. I
Yeah.
agree.
Moving on,
Yes.
Hollywood Studios. All right, early entry, no purchasing of anything. What are you doing?
I'm going straight to Slinky Dog.
Okay, solid.
Because it's always has a long line. The whole family loves it. Um, this is can I talk ages a little bit? I think if you have
Sure.
teens, like my son is 14 and he would rather go do Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror, get
Yep.
those done with. We are not rope dropping Rise because I don't trust
I
it
don't
to be
trust.
open.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately. So if you're really not buying a lightning lane for that one, that's probably a good one to get in like towards the end of the night. Or if it goes down and it comes up, try to grab it, get in line before everyone else
Yeah,
does.
if you're walking past,
Yeah, if you
jump
luck
in.
out. Um, but it is one that we if we want to ride it, we know we pretty much have to buy a lightning lane for it
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
it's just not dependable in the morning.
Hollywood Studios ruins our strategy of how we talk about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am in 100% agreement. If you like Slinky Dog, I think that's a good way to go. If you like Rockin', go that way. And if you do Slinky Dog, your next step is um, Midway
Midway.
Mania, and then your next step can be Millennium Falcon, and you can
Yep.
still get 3 attractions in with minimal waits. If you do Rockin' and then Tower, no matter what you get to third, you're waiting. That's the thing about Hollywood Studios. After those first 2 or 3 attractions, everything has a line.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And so we will
There's
actually go do the Mickey and Minnie's as our third when we
Oh,
do.
that's a good one. The
Yeah,
Red
because
Carpet Dreams.
that's close too. Yep.
Yeah, that is a great one. That's a good tip there. All right.
Mhm.
This park, if you're staying off property, Animal Kingdom actually has a fairly decent option. I feel like there are no options here.
No, well, I
No.
mean, yeah, I was like maybe
Okay.
Smuggler's Run.
I got my rope drop option for off property people is um Star Tours. You'll
I
be
thought you were
able to
gonna
get
say
on.
Starbucks.
No, that line's too long. At that point, don't do that. Starbucks is a no-go. Star Tours will be your shortest line for an attraction at that point of the day. And then after that, everybody's in the same people soup at Hollywood Studios because none of
Yeah,
the shows have opened except Muppets, and that's just because it's a continuous thing. But yeah, it's a Hollywood Studios is rough beyond attraction 1 and 2. And so that off property, you're coming right into that everything has a line moment. If you can be at the
yeah,
very front of that line, though, if you're on the rope for off property, it's not horrible to run to Rise of Resistance because you know if it's up or not. So
yeah,
you have that advantage is it's open. So if you really want to do Rise and you don't want to spend the money, or you couldn't get a lightning lane for it because those do go out too, right? And especially
yeah,
if you're staying off property, um, Rise is not a bad second choice after Star Tours if you can confirm it's operating.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a tough part because how many times have you tried to do Slinky Dog or
Ugh.
Tower of Terror and they're not
And
working?
it's delayed, and as
Yep.
soon as you turn around and walk away, it
Yes.
opens.
I've had that. Yeah, we've been like down Hollywood Boulevard and then all of a sudden they're like, it's open and you're running right back.
Right.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So, all right, with a couple lightning lane purchases, it doesn't change too much for you, or does it?
No, I mean, if we want to get on rides, we're just buying that.
Mm-hmm.
I try to get Slinky Dog as as a as a lightning lane for the multi pass because if
Yeah,
you aren't towards the front or if it's not open,
it's
that lane's going
brutal.
to be terrible the rest of the day. And
So
that one I like more than Rock and
yeah,
Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror.
and by getting Slinky Dog, it frees you up to rope drop,
The other
Rockin',
two,
and
yeah,
Tower, and so your other lightning lanes can be like Smuggler's Run and Mickey and Minnie's.
yep,
So
yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, I'm same page. Whichever you decide to purchase frees you up to rope drop the other option, right?
Yes,
You could get lightning lanes for Rockin' and Tower, then do Slinky and Toy Story as your rope drop, or
yep,
vice versa. It kind of how that works out. But getting Rise is the key to everything in that park. The other option for Rise is the end of the night, right? That's when
yeah.
it's best to
It's
hop in. But sometimes they close it early.
especially if it's not working well that day.
If
Yeah.
it's having a rough day, it closes early. So that is risky. So there you go. That's the worst park for regular rope drop. But let's talk about with little kids.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom was a struggle. Let's talk about this struggle here. We got a
And
couple
that
things.
Well, Mickey and Minnie's is probably what we did when the kids were
Yep.
we did have maybe, like, right when it came out, a little bit of time where someone wasn't old enough to get on Slinky Dog or tall enough. So I think we were doing Mickey and Minnie's.
What is Slinky Dog? What is the height on that one?
38.
38. So it's a little
Mhm.
shorter, but it's not. It's still a height requirement. So really, you got two non-height requirement attractions in Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway and with Toy Story Midway Mania. And yes, I said Midway Mania. I don't care if they change the name. You can send the hate mail to Lauren at
No,
something. No.
I'm good.
So Lauren at Rope Drop. No, there's no such email actually. So
Now, the other one we would do, I think when our youngest was real little and couldn't do Slinky Dog, but she loved the spinner ride. So we'd go do Alien Swirling Saucer
yeah.
because
So
I hate
what's
waiting
that
in line
one?
for that.
It's super short. It's like 32 or 34, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I don't.
It's
She hit it
really
pretty
short.
early. Like I think she had that by the time she was 2. I think.
Yeah, it's like basically not babies, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
the kid doesn't need to sit on a lap is really that height limit. So,
Yeah, but that I just because the spinner ride, waiting in that line drives me crazy because like
oh,
to sit there and wait for them to finish the ride before you can even get on is just mentally painful for me.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
rough. It is
Yeah,
a
so
hard
it
one.
was nice just to get it done with and then never have to actually wait in the line. But not my favorite way to use a rope drop,
No.
that's for sure.
And of course, rope drop, those critical hours, the shows aren't open yet. Man,
No.
if they opened a show like 20 minutes after, I'd be curious how busy it'd be. I don't think there's enough people in the park to
No.
fill it, right? And that's why they don't. But man, it'd
I
be
mean, they're doing
interesting.
them a favor because someone
Right.
would like didn't understand how the park
Hmm.
worked and they would go in there and then what a waste of their
Yeah.
early morning. Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, let's move to a complicated one. Hollywood Studios has got a couple choices, but Epcot. Epcot early
Epcot.
entry. Depends on where you come in.
Yes,
So we
that
got
is
it.
imperative. Yes.
So let's start at the front of the park where most people enter,
Okay,
unfortunately
so
for them.
right now Test Track is down or
Yes.
like
Through
it's
the
closed.
summer,
They're saying late summer, so we'll
late
see.
summer, which
If
is
that
September.
Yeah, if that or when that reopens, that is a good solid choice because you're close to it.
Yes.
You're going to be all the people coming from like the boardwalk area.
Yes. So when that one's open, yes, test track. So that's your first, if it's open. But for the first half of the year, 2025.
We would do Frozen
Okay.
because you're still not going to. I mean, so the trick with what is I lost the lingo for the back entrance to Epcot.
International Gateway.
Thank you. International Gateway was what I was looking for there.
Mhm, mhm.
They secretly let in early entry people early to line up for rummies. So by the time
Yeah.
your rope drops in the front,
Remy's
it's a
done.
disaster. There's
Don't
no
go to
point.
Remy.
Don't
Yeah.
do not do it. Do not do it. I know people who will take a bus to Hollywood Studios to take a Skyliner just to get on Rummy and rope drop it
Correct.
that way. Yeah.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to do it from the front of the park. No way. So you're going to Frozen.
Yeah. Frozen. So I might,
Soren.
yeah. So if you do rope drop Frozen, what's your second thing? What do you like to go to next? Because you're not buying anything
I know we
exciting.
always buy things. Well, it's hard to do this without lightning lanes because I
I
have
know.
something in my
Such a
pocket.
crutch.
What? And you, I'm not. I haven't. I'm not used
Everything
to.
good would have a line. So here's my
Yeah.
strategy. If you do Frozen, I would go to Soarin' next.
Right.
Soarin' gets an initial rush, but it's got all three theaters. It eats people. So there's a lull, a post rope drop lull for Soarin' that you can hit if you can get there before the regular park, the off property people get in.
Yeah.
If you can get there. Now, if you can't get there before the regular people get in, then it's like Spaceship Earth, Mission Space, or Nemo, whatever poison you want to drink. Because those are anytime early morning. But mid morning to late morning, no, those are not. Those get all the people. But
Yeah. Spaceship Earth. That's mind boggling because it's the first ride people
people
see.
just do it.
Just
Let's get in
people.
line. Well, this must be amazing. It's giant.
I can't believe that. Yeah, it's nuts because that line is dead in the morning and at night, but in the middle of the day, it is insane because
One of
people
my
just go to it.
when we have multi-pass, one of my favorite things is like Michelle and the kids will be going on Guardians or something that I don't ride, and I'll just snag I'll stand there by the entrance to tap in, get the lightning lane for Spaceship Earth, tap and walk past 20 minutes of people.
I
Like
believe it.
I don't know how many times I've done that over the years, but
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I see a line. I'm just gonna get this now. Like it's available.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Don't go to that in the middle of the day.
yeah. And if you're like, hey, there's tiers involved, all that, we're gonna talk about that next week. All the tiers. Oh, it'll be
Yes.
so much fun. Um, so if you're staying, okay, International Gateway, I think is Remy, unless you hate rats.
No, and that one is imperative to
Right.
get to early entry
Early.
early because everyone's going to Remy. It fills up so much faster than you think. Like I thought we got there at a reasonable time for early entry because we were there before official early entry time and we were still way back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So just get there early, early, early.
Yep. And it's also notorious for not being open.
Yes.
And they like to tell you when you walk to it and then turn all the way around. So you're like cooked.
Yeah, you are by then.
And if you get cooked like that, then I say Soren. That's always the next best fallback because it's got huge capacity and it's not quite like rope dropping Nemo. You feel better about yourself. And then if you do rope drop Soren, definitely living with the land right after it, you're already there.
Yeah. And we have done, if you're early enough in line to Remy, we've also ran over to Frozen and it's like a half hour or less
If
wait, which isn't bad.
if you because you're getting there before the off property people, you
Yeah.
get the initial rope drop burst, right? And then there's the lull of the people trickling in that thought they were getting to rope drop but didn't really
Hmm.
make it, right? You get in with them and it's not too bad. So as
No.
long as you're beating the off property people to things, get in line. It's going to be
Yeah.
your best option.
Yep.
So all right, but with lightning lanes, multipass, notice we never said to rope drop Guardians of the Galaxy. Crazy,
Yeah.
right? Wonder why.
Yeah. That one has a virtual queue. So you
Yeah.
cannot rope drop it. There is no regular standby line.
Yeah. So hopefully you won that lottery in the morning.
7
Got your
a.m.
7
on
a.m.
the
Get
app.
on there, click away, and get your virtual queue. Also, we'll talk about that next week. So many things next week, Lauren. I'm
Yeah.
already kind of. It's like I have to do homework too before that one. So yeah, we got this plan, right? So if we're off property, you come in, everything if you can be at the front of that line, we keep talking about that. If you can be on the rope for the off property, you can still hurry to Frozen. I won't say you can't. But if you're not on that rope, and when we're talking on that rope, I mean like you can touch it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not just like you're in the park or parking at that time, right? But if not, once again I'm going Soren. It's just the
Yeah.
easiest.
That's what I was going to say. I think I just do
It's
Soren.
yeah. The bad thing about Soren is it takes a solid 20 minutes to do, no matter
It's a time
what.
suck. Yeah.
So by the time you get off of it, then you're stuck with the Spaceship Earth, Nemo, Mission Space, Green. Um, not
Yeah.
Mission Space Orange because that's evil.
I refuse to do that one. I've
Yeah.
only done the green, which nothing really happens.
And then Grand Fiesta Tour, and then it's showtime. Like, don't miss Voices of
Oh,
Liberty.
the Grand Fiesta Tour does not open. It opens a
No,
little bit later, so that's good
right,
to know. Don't go
it,
in there for a rope
right.
drop.
Can't do that after Frozen. It still blows my mind that it's not there. I know people would do it, right?
That's almost like a second rope drop. We've done
Mm-hmm.
Remy, Frozen, and then got there right when they were opening it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how about little kids? Does that really change Epcot much for you?
No, because you're still hitting Remy or Frozen.
Right. And I think if Test Track was open, that impacts it. That's a 40-incher.
Yes.
And Soren is 30 some. Oh no, you have the extra little loop if the kid's short, right? But there's still a
There is. I don't know
height
what it
requirement
is.
on that.
There
Yeah.
is, though.
It's
Yeah.
shorter though, I think. Or maybe it's I don't know. We're doing great, guys.
Hmm.
So yeah, Frozen though is still gonna be your go-to with your littles, and then of course Spaceship Earth, Nemo, Figment, no height requirements there. That's for sure.
No. Well, now I'm curious. I'm looking up Soren. Oh, Soren is
Okay,
40.
40. Okay, so I
I
should have
think
went
that
with my
second
gut.
buckle man, I still have kids using that, and they can get
So
on
they're
rock and
like
roller
44,
coasters.
48.
No, because
Wow.
yeah,
Oh,
Lily's
I
48,
I
at
always joke about
least.
how I am gonna need it the next time I go. Like that's been my joke the last 2 years or so as I'm shrinking in my old age. And
Yeah.
so like this last trip, I think Alden was like, "Dad, I think you need the loop."
Well, I think Gracie just hit it, and she's about 5 foot, so
So
it's it's extensive for that second
yeah, I'm pretty sure
loop.
Sam still needs it, but doesn't do it
She might.
for
They don't call her out on it.
the little aviators. So all right. I think that does it for Epcot.
Yes.
All right, on to the granddaddy of them all,
Ooh,
the Magic Kingdom. All right,
so many
early
choices.
entry is tricky here because early entry does not open up the whole park. It opens up two
No.
lands, the Land of Fantasy and the Land of Tomorrow, otherwise known as Tomorrowland and Fantasyland,
Mhm.
which also includes Storybook Circus. There is one notable attraction missing from the lineup of attractions that are open right at early entry time, and that is Tron.
That's a biggie,
It does not open.
right?
I will say this. I'm not going to do it, but I know lots of people do. They rope drop Tron anyway.
Yes.
That
That
line
they
is,
use their whole early entry to just sit there and wait for it to
yeah,
open.
which, you know what? Good for you. You're not in line for other stuff. So,
That's true. That would
yeah,
drive me personally nuts,
I
though.
couldn't do it. I
No,
no.
like,
Well, I don't go on Tron
kudos.
because
I
it's
couldn't do
evil,
it.
but so what is your rope drop strategy for early entry, Lauren?
So we are typically, oh, this is a tough one. For many years, we did Seven Doors Mine Train.
Mm-hmm.
But then everyone got tall enough for Space Mountain.
Oh yeah, yeah, that changes
So
it.
if we have a longer trip, we will, like, if we're there for 7 days and we were doing two Magic Kingdom mornings, we will do Seven Doors one day and probably Space Mountain the other day. I think we lean more towards Space Mountain these days, though.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
we are too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your next move after each of those?
You could, I've thought about this. You could get off of Space Mountain and then go get in the Tron line. Because
Yeah,
if I really didn't have any lightning lanes and I wanted to do that, you're
that'd
right
probably
there.
be as long as you're beating the regular part or off property day guests, right?
Yes.
As long as you're
Yeah.
beating that group, I think that's a solid move. I think a
Oh,
lot of people get in line without realizing not even open.
yes. Yes. It's
So
not well advertised. Yeah. If we're doing Seven Doors Mine Train, we will try to do some more stuff in Fantasyland because all those lines will get long quickly too.
like if you're towards the front of Seven Dwarfs, you can get to Peter Pan before it
Yeah.
develops a line.
Yeah.
But if you're not towards the front, then of course Winnie the Pooh is a fantastic option.
And that line
Um,
gets stupid long later in the
Nobody
day
needs
quickly.
that ever
So that's
for
a good
that.
one. Yeah. If you're in Tomorrowland and you're not going to get on Tron, you could always get on Buzz.
That's fantastic. First, I do Buzz. I rope drop Buzz all the time because the family does space, and I rope
Hmm.
drop Buzz. I was the first galactic hero of 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, That might be on my tombstone.
Did they
I
have
don't
a
know.
special sticker for you?
No, the girl was like,
Oh.
"You're the first one of the year."
'Cause she was
She was
probably
like,
hungover.
she's like, "Why am I working on January
Right.
1st? And why are any of you people here on January 1st? Were
Poor
you
thing.
not like?" You could tell she was. It was not. It was one of those I have to work on January 1st at rope drop
Yeah.
moments. And here's me with my picture as a grown man, like I got Galactic Hero. I was just like, "Can I have my sticker?" And she's like, "You're the first one of the year." I'm like, "I'd hope so." There was only like 6 people before me, and it was grandparents with children.
Right.
Right? I'm with all the grandparents and children
Yeah.
because they take the little one, and mom and dad take the older kids to Space Mountain.
Right.
Yeah, I was with all the grandparents' children.
Yeah.
And then actually that day, by the time Michelle and the kids got to Space Mountain, they got there and then they said, "Oh, it's closed." They
Oh, that's
came
the
back to
worst.
Buzz. So I could see them as I'm loading. I could see
You see
them
their
coming
picture?
in.
Yeah. Oh, you
So
saw them coming in.
I could see them in line in the queue, like before they got into the
Yeah.
actual load area. So I'm loading, going by, and I'm waving at them. So I barely beat them to get the first Galactic Hero because both Sam and Alden got Galactic Hero too.
Oh,
Or
it
no,
was.
Claire got it that time. I think all 3 kids got it at some point on the trip. Just Michelle is the only one not saving the galaxy in the family.
Well, to defend Michelle, I have ridden with you, and your tips did not help me because you got frustrated and took over.
Well, it's what I do.
Yeah.
So, yes, Buzz. So, if you do space, Buzz is a good next step, and then Tomorrowland Speedway is another one that's great. Then you can bang those three out before regular park entry.
That's close. Kind of close, though, don't you think?
Done it.
All
It
right.
happens.
It depends on where you want to be on the next rope.
You're not. Oh, you're not on the next rope. You're
Yeah, I
still in
was going to say,
Tomorrowland.
because
Yeah.
aren't you usually trying to go to Jungle Cruise for the second rope drop?
Only if we're doing one thing in Tomorrowland. Because if you try to do two, by the
You're not
time you
going to
get
make
over
it.
there, you're so far back.
Right.
It's a big mob going into Adventureland
Yes.
because the non on property people have been building up there. So if you're a non on property person, let's just jump to that.
Yes.
Um, you get there early and you go get on that rope for Adventureland and you rope drop
You
yourself
actually
some
have a
Jungle
shot.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have a
this
good
is the
shot at this park.
this is the only park that has something for you.
Yeah.
And or you get on the rope going into Frontierland or into Liberty Square and you could rope drop Haunted Mansion. You can be ahead of everybody. I don't know why you'd rope drop Haunted Mansion. That was horrible advice. Don't listen to that.
Well, there's not much there right now, right?
No. Jungle Cruise or Tiana's Bayou. Those are the two options because Thunder is going to be gone a while.
Yes, that's down for the whole year.
I saw a picture. They're like taking the track's just gone. They're just taking the track out. I don't know that I've seen that before.
Yeah.
So big redo. It will be interesting if it's even the same pattern when it comes back. I think a lot of the redo has to do with the Cars Land coming in though. Like
Yes.
construction wise. So
Is
big
Tiana
things coming.
I'm blinking. Is Tiana standby?
Yes. No, it is at
No.
Disneyland.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
so
why I
strike
was
that.
I
That's
was
why I'm bad advice. Thank you, Lauren.
yeah. At Disneyland, that would be an option.
Disneyland
At
is
Disney
standby,
World,
yeah.
that's why there's no point of going back there right now.
No, it's just get your virtual queue and then do the
Yeah, because we
Jungle
usually
Cruise.
we were trying to do second rope drop for Big Thunder, and so now there's no point.
No.
Hopefully, at some point this year, Tiana's will become a standby. I think
Has
that's
to
nuts
for rope drop alone.
that it has not.
So it's really just Haunted Mansion and Jungle Cruise and Pirates. For your
I
off
don't
property,
know that you need
that's.
to rope drop Pirates.
But if you're staying off property, you hit Jungle, then you hit Pirates. You got two you can
Yes,
check
I
off
agree.
your list,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
All
just
right,
stick to that side of the park.
let's throw lightning lanes into the mix. What's your strategy now?
What do we usually do? So we don't do Tron all the time because I can only handle it once in a great while. I can't handle those like fast starts. But if you want Tron, I would grab that because I don't want to wait in that line, and you can't really technically rope drop it with early entry. So yeah, and then a lot of times we'll get it for Seven Doors Mine Train just because I like that ride better. And then what do we do? Oh, I still love my classic Peter Pan, so I will go with the littles, all littles, not just my own littles. Like I will happily go rope drop that one too.
Yeah.
Or no, I forgot about space. There's too many choices.
Yeah. Too many choices. That is the problem in the Magic Kingdom.
Well, it's a good problem.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess we're trying to hit up Space Mountain then if we're not doing that because I don't think my kids would necessarily allow me to do Peter Pan early in the morning if we hadn't already been on Space.
Yeah, our rope drop gets totally dictated by what lightning lanes we're able to grab. Usually, I know we prefer to just buy Mine Train rather than dealing with that group. We would rather rope drop Space Mountain because of the demographic is, teens and adults compared to Mine Train. You have all these strollers. There's no strollers
but you can
headed
beat
to
the
Space Mountain.
strollers. Because
Yeah,
they all have to park them.
You like your ankle. No, all it happens is one person goes ahead, gets in line, and then the dude parks the stroller and they're, oh, my family's up there. Oh, my family's up there. No, you all enter together, people. So, and I think Michelle doesn't want me rope dropping mine train for my own personal health because that will
Right.
raise my blood pressure. Because you enter the queue together, people.
Yeah.
That's a PSA from Doug. Please enter the queue together. So yeah, it's just so many options, but we will do that Tomorrowland rope drop with our lightning lanes. We'll do Space, Buzz, and then the Speedway. And then we have gone from that, like, we'll have a Jungle Cruise and a Haunted Mansion and something else, right? Like Small
Yeah.
World or something, just sitting there in our pocket for later. And then we'll go do like Dumbo and Barnstormer,
Yep.
Aerials, just like
We
total
love doing
walk ons,
Ariel. Yeah.
right? At regular park opening, those are all 100% walk on. You can knock
Yes.
them all out really quick. And then, you know, do when we talk multi-pass strategy, we usually use something pretty early, and we'll talk about why. But yeah, that's we've done that before too.
Yeah. I mean, we've we've changed our strategy so many times there, just depending on what we feel like writing and what we have lightning lanes for.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. All right, what about with little kids? What is your early entry strategy?
Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, they love it. They think it's cool to fly. Well, I did. I don't know. My kids did when they were little. Now they don't. They think it's babyish, but whatever. But if you have littles, it's just a really cool, well done classic ride, and it has a long line the rest of the day. So just go
Right.
do it. Yeah, and
So
the queue is interactive and fun.
right.
Yeah,
So we'll do Pan, Pooh, Dumbo, Barnstormer, Ariel,
yeah, you can do
and
those so
then
quick.
usually Haunted Mansion, and then back to Small World, and like you've done it,
You've gotten a lot done. Yeah.
and that can be the first 45 minutes of your day. If you park the stroller by the carousel, and if they're too little to walk, you carry them, and
Hmm.
if that way you're not parking the stroller multiple times, we just throw it right in the center of Fantasyland.
Yeah.
I liked it when our kids got to that. We did the regional parking of the stroller when they could walk some, but they're still in
Yes.
the stroller, like the 4 or 5 year olds.
That is, yeah, good for rope drop because you can kind of just bring them, like, do ride before you have to go back and get the stroller.
And that is quite a bit. I mean, you cover a lot of geography from Pan to all the way back to Dumbo, right? But
Yeah,
it's really not that
it's not too
far.
bad.
And you can throw teacups in there too if they're up for that. Not all of them are,
Hmm.
but that's a great that I mean that could be 2 hours if you get there. Actually, if you get there later in the day, say you arrive at noon and you want to
Oh yeah.
do Pan, Pooh, Teacups, Ariel, Barnstormer, Dumbo,
Oof.
Small World, that's 4 hours of line. And we just talked about doing it in an hour, hour and a half
Right.
with little kids walking.
Right. And it is with little kids, I think almost worth giving up that second rope drop
Oh yeah.
and skipping the Adventureland side of the park because you can just get so much done in
One,
Fantasyland.
they don't care about Jungle Cruise
They do not.
because they don't get the jokes. And Pirates is actually scary for some kids. I forget that at times. Because they think you're actually getting shot at and things like that. So that can be scarier than the Haunted Mansion for them sometimes, but know your kid. Oh yeah, I've seen kids cry. It's great.
I've seen kids crying, scream in Haunted Mansion. I have not
Oh
seen
yeah.
that in
No?
Pirates.
Really?
No.
Really? I have. Not my own, but
Are they
others.
crying because you scared them?
No, I mean, I am
Are you sure?
well, they don't know I'm a dentist. That's
Well,
usually
they
why
just
they
think you're a
cry
grumpy
around
old
me.
man. I don't know. I've never seen a kid freak out at pirates.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh, I
Not
have.
even my own.
I haven't seen my own do it because, they were raised better
I
than that,
know, but
right?
yeah, I know. I forget sometimes with Haunted Mansion even because like
Yeah.
they've gone on it
Wait,
so frequently.
like when we traveled with like other people, like we get on Haunted Mansion, I'm like, oh, didn't think
I
about their
forget.
four
And
year
that's
old.
legit. That's like I could
Yeah.
see why that would freak someone
Because
out.
normally
Yeah.
we play it up as like they're funny ghosts, they're goofy they're having
At the
jokes.
beginning is seems serious, the beginning of that ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It does. Actually, the scariest part of the ride is the bottleneck after the stretching room. Let's be real.
You're not wrong. That is
Someday
awful.
we'll do a show called Disney Bottlenecks.
That is one of the worst.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole show. But all right, did we rope drop everything, Lauren?
I feel like
Did
we
we get it?
did.
I feel like we did it. I think we did
Yeah.
it. Yay
Yeah.
us!
Oh, the only other thing I wanted to add
Oh
is
yeah,
Astro Orbiter is down
yeah,
until summer.
yeah. I'm not sad. No one's
No,
sad.
I don't rope drop that, but that is
It's a
not a terrible waste of a rope drop.
it is if you want to go on it. If you have a kid that needs to go on it, do that right after Buzz before Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yeah.
That's where that slots in. It doesn't have to be your first thing, but it needs to be your second or third for sure.
Yes.
And then of course, People Mover is a great use of a
I
rope
love
drop.
People
No,
Mover. Yeah. Oh, not of a
best.
rope drop, but that's a good late morning
No,
one.
it's yeah. That's when the crowds roll in. People Mover for sure.
Yeah.
I will say this: Magic Kingdom. I don't know how many times I've heard it over the years, and I'm still hearing it. You go left and just do the first attraction you get to. And I have so the Tinkerbell meet and greet used to be right across the exit from Tinkerbell meet and greet used to be right across from the entrance to Swiss Family Robinson's treehouse,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there was one time, I don't remember why, but Michelle and the kids, we got separated. I think I had to get something from the room that somebody forgot. So I like went back, but I was back. They were meeting Tinkerbell. I was waiting there right at rope drop. I wasn't that far behind them. I watched so many people go into Swiss Family Robinson. Like it hurt my soul.
I've
I
heard you
started
say
taking
that
pictures.
before. I
And the only reason I
I need to
witnessed
watch
is
this.
but why are you ever going to be standing there to watch it, right? You're busy rope
That's the
dropping,
thing. Yeah, you'd have to give
right?
up your rope drop to
And
watch that,
so,
but
yeah,
that's
we
a
rope
choice.
dropped Tinkerbell and whatever the Rosetta. My gosh, I'm struggling. I'm sorry, fairies. I can't.
Oh, my
Silver
kids are
Mist,
too
the
young for
one
the
that was
fairies.
the one that was kind of mean to Tinkerbell. What was her name? Vidya, I think. Somebody help me out in the comments.
We
Let
did
me
not
know.
watch that.
But your kids are a little young. But my
They
gosh, the
are.
Tinkerbell series was right.
I
The
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Pirate Fairy winner.
Yeah.
But the whole series was fantastic. So the meet and greet was hugely popular. Like hour-long line all day. So that was our rope drop. And before that, our rope drop was always Dumbo. So that's how
Yeah.
much the parks have changed. So there you go. Some rope drops of the past. Rope
Yeah.
drop and Dumbo.
Yeah.
Don't have to do that now, which is great.
No. Yes.
All right. Well, if you're wanting to rope drop at the park anytime in 2025, you should reach out to our friends at Touring and Cruises for a no obligation quote. They'll get you hooked up with the latest deal because there's all kinds of deals, isn't there, Lauren?
Yeah. There's still free dining. There's some really good room discounts. So just reach out to us and we'd be happy to help you.
There you go. touringandcruises.com and tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. And so that's going to do it for us. You can find us on social media at Rope Drop Radio on all of the things. But Lauren, we have to get to the after show, don't we?
We sure do.
Where we'll talk about, I don't know, some rope drop fails of the past. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find a
I have
topic.
some of those.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for Lauren, I'm Doug. This has been another Rope Drop Radio.